Okay, thank you for joining. Puck drops right now. Rocky Mountain Rough Riders 16s versus the Woodbridge Wolfpack. Not sure where they're from, but I've heard they're up there in the rankings, like top 5. Ooh, there's a hit from behind on Owen. No call there. Nice. There we go. Owen got a nice shot off from the centering pass from Landon. It's Landon, Owen, and Chase up front. Xander and Lars on defense. We have it in the offensive zone. They back it around to the near corner. And get it in. Making a move. Tried to hit the back door. Puck came out from underneath Owen, who is in net. His glove and scooted into the corner, but there was a quick whistle there. So some of the parents just sat down next to me from their team, and it's 3 guys, and one of them is loaded up with perfume. So that's just saying, kind of overwhelming. Puck drop, win back. Puck is in front. Shot deflected. Bjorn gets it. Ryan is battling for it. They get it back down. James is out there, so good to see him back. There's a touch pass. Kid's in front. Shot. Nice save by Owen. Brings it. Ryan gets it into the near corner, but it comes up to the point. Lincoln's out there with Riddick up front. James gets bumped up into the boards, and Bjorn gets it up and out. He floats it out of the zone in front of Lincoln, who ties it up at the red, and then it bounces back in front of the rider's bench. Kane gets it across to Riddick, and Lincoln sends it deep and goes off for a change. Ryan chases in the offensive zone, now through neutral ice. Fisher threatens to put a body on him. The puck is turned over, and Jacob gets kind of tied up behind our net. Picked up by Caden. Caden bounces it up to get intercepted by Wolfbridge. And then it zinged up and out, and that's going to be icing. No, icing is waived. Don't know exactly why. Their goalie is a pretty large dude, but so is ours. Here comes a kid with some speed and some choppy stick handling. He sends it around to the far side. Caden chops it on the boards, and then Jacob gets it up and out, and then that will be called icing. So, have a nice board up here with names and everything. 1447. The Wolfpack versus the Rough Riders. So far, their shots are up on us, 3-1. Oh, and Chase Landon again up front. Lars and Xander on defense. They keep it alive in the zone. Picked up by Owen. Center across to Xander. Xander goes wide side out to Landon. Landon hits Chase coming through the middle. Landon picks it back up. It is into the zone, poked ahead by Owen. Owen has it behind the net. Owen centering pass, doesn't get anybody connected there, but Lars rides him off, gets it over to Xander, and Xander sends it down into the offensive zone. They go D to D, and then float it up through neutral ice. The kid touches it and gets it in. Centering pass, and there is a kid there. Shot and score. 14-11 left in the first, and they get on the board first. So this rink is the home of the Jersey Hitmen. If you can see, their logo is at center ice here. It's a pretty nice facility. We haven't been here before. There are 3 rinks in here, and we're of course on number 3, but in my estimation, it's not a bad rink. Touch back to Kane. Kane. Bounce pass up to Ryan. Ryan shovels it along. Lincoln picks it up just inside the blue. Lincoln top of the circle. Centering pass to Ryan. Tried to hit the touch pass in and couldn't quite connect on it. They come out and into our defensive zone. Bjorn sends it up the glass and out of the zone, and it's icing is waived. Their D hustles back to get it. Resets behind the net. Ryan's patrolling up front. Lincoln is too. He's still monkeying around back there. Finally, Lincoln chases him out, and the kid comes up and out. Nice job by Ryan to take it away and turn it around. Lincoln tries to get it up through and goes off for a change. Riddick is still patrolling the front. They get it into neutral ice. Oh, puck drop in the middle. Oh, Bjorn picks it up. Nice job, Bjorn. Bjorn gets it over to Kane. Kane gets outside the zone through neutral ice at the red. Dumps it as soon as he crosses the blue and then checks somebody as he goes by. Nice job by the Riders right now. Shot by Gibson, actually. That was just a dump into the far corner. Puck is in front. Oh, Caden had an opportunity on the side of the net. Fisher's hustling up on after it, and the kid just circles around and makes a pass out the far side. Comes up into our zone. Going to look like a shot. Gets blocked. I think that hit Jacob in the back. He bounce passes it up to Caden. Caden steps off the wall and then looking to make a pass, but he opts to dump it off, and Fisher chases it down low. It comes up. Chase kicks it out to Landon. Landon in the far corner, circles around. Nice job, Landon. Landon backhands it up to a cutting Owen. Owen touches it out to Xander. Xander gets it down to the hash to Owen. And we float it towards the net. Not a good opportunity, but it came off the side. They circle around and go D to D. Looks like they're used to doing that. We'll probably see a lot of that today. Kid skates it up and then centers it off to the far side. Kid does a little 360, and Jacob does a nice job picking his pocket, and we take the puck away and out of the zone. All right, they dump it and have to clear. Xander picks it up near boards, tries to hit Chase, but then it gets to Owen. Chase tries to push through some traffic, comes out of the zone. Xander picks it up and backhands it around to Lars. Lars touches it up to Lincoln. Lincoln touches it back over to Owen, and then we get it over to Chase, but everybody's offside by that point. So they actually have a whole media center up here, it looks like. Is that a USP? Oh, that's an NCDC team. Maybe the Jersey's NCDC team, which is why we're on this rink with the Hitman logo. So that's probably their juniors team. It's a pretty nice stand setup and glass, and ooh, Lars banging. Riddick takes one at the head. Well, they've got a cherry picker. Lars was attentive to that. Shut him down. They're moving it back and forth. Oh, nice hit by our boys in the back. That was Lincoln and Riddick laying down some bodies. Now, Riddick puts another one. Puck is floated towards the net, bounces into the near corner, picked up at the hash by them, up to the point. That came out, and there's the whistle. Good call by the ref. Thought he wasn't going to call that one. So 5 shots for them, 1 goal, 1 shot for us. So hopefully we can get a little more activity in front of their net here soon. Face off in front of us. Puck is still loose. Kicked back to their D and then sent down into the Riders' end. Jacob pushes it ahead. Jack Stewart's out there. Jack's trying to pick it up. Fisher gets it over to Kane. Kane gets it up and out. Bouncing puck. Stewart's chasing, and there's going to be a hand pass and a whistle. Oh, it's a USPHL team. The Hitmen are. So Tier 3 juniors. But they have a pretty nice rank because my son Jake played Tier 3 and he didn't play in such nice rinks. Ooh, 2-on-1. Going this way. Hey, and they finish it. Made that look easy. Back door. Kid had a lot of this right-hand side of the net was open. And Owen's getting tested early. So let's get that back, boys. Owen is out there with Landon and Chase up front. Xander and Bjorn on defense. Another win back for them. They skated up and out, looking for a centering pass. Gets it on Bjorn's stick. Bjorn backpedals, floats it out of the zone. Owen is met on the boards and at the red line. Landon slaps it back to Bjorn. Bjorn circles around, but he gets pinned up on the boards. Owen takes it away and gets it over to Xander. Xander moves it up through the middle, and they just bat it back down into our zone. Bjorn off the glass to Chase. Chase flicks it ahead to Owen. Owen gets across the blue. Centering pass to Landon. Landon can't quite make that pass through, or make that through a guy, but there's, backdoor pass attempt by Landon out to Chase, looking for him. Kid cuts around behind the net, circles around, centering pass, luckily picked up by Landon, but then turned over, shot just wide on the back of the net. Bounces off the boards and then flicked up and out. No riders around there. They floated ahead. Number 12 has the C, so let's see what he does. Out to Lincoln. Lincoln touches it back to Riddick. Riddick just gets it up and bounces off his stick onto one of their players, and they get it back in the zone. Lincoln touches it, and they take it D to D. Nice stick by Ryan. Lincoln picks it up, circles away. They take it behind the net. Backhanded up to their guy. Flick it into our zone. Offside. Oh, maybe not. Looks like that ref is looking at that door, saying it doesn't look like it closes or something. I don't know. Huh. Not exactly sure what he's doing. They're looking at the glass, maybe. Pushing on it. It's waving around. Looks like the glass may be not in there correctly. Somebody's running over to see if they can help out. Equipment failure at the rink causes a delay of game. There's a dude back there trying to look at it. Yeah, we need to get that fixed. That could be dangerous. Looks like it's maybe not slotted into the metal bar correctly. Now they got it. Oh yeah, there we go. You saved the day. Everybody's happy for him. Okay. Play should resume. Again, 2-0. Wolfpack is up on a couple of early goals. They have 6 shots. We have 1. Riddick will take the draw. Comes back to Lars. Lars shovels it across to Kane, and he passes it up, and it actually goes past their D. Their goalie bounces out of the net to the bottom of the circle and almost had a turnover. Lincoln comes into the corner, sends it back up to Kane. Kane sends one through. Oh, that was a good. I think Riddick got a touch of that one. Almost had a deflection in, but they managed to control it back there, which they seem to be pretty good at doing. Riddick. Lincoln sends one, bounces it off the back, comes almost out in front of the net. They outlet it, and Lars has to hustle over to get it. Send it up the boards into the zone, and that should be icing. It is. So the face-off will come back down in the rider's zone to Owen's right. Fisher, Jacob, Caden, Xander, Jack Stewart. Oh, win back for Wolfbridge. Woodbridge, sorry. Xander gets it up and not out. Ooh, they chip it to a kid in front, but there we go. Xander gets it away, and so does Owen. Teamwork. Puck is in the far corner. Caden gets over there. He backs it around to Jacob Smith. Jacob up off the boards, and then he gets it up and out. Jack was cutting back, but it went beyond him, and now it winds up on their D stick, and they go D to D and then move it up to the center. Is their kind of MO here. There's a good job. Chase picks it up, dumps it off for Xander. Xander tries to backhand it, doesn't get a whole lot of inertia on that puck. Jacob picks it up right behind the net, and he gets it back to Xander. Xander wide side off the boards to Caden. Caden heads up play, didn't want to get run over. He had the puck, and then he puts it towards the net. Fisher's battling behind, getting tangled up with the guy. Winds up with Jacob. Jacob sends a shot, and it gets bouncing off of the D. Luckily, Landon was back. Oh, that was a good exit pass by Owen. Big forward pass. Winds up D to D for them. Oh, Owen had an opportunity there, just lost an edge. Off a skate and into the zone and an offside. Okay, boys, let's go. So far, we got a couple more shots up there. It's 6-3 now. 5:52 remaining in the first period. 2-0 is the score. There's a win back by Owen. Lars slams it up to the far side. They chip it up. Landon was there to pick it. And he backs into the corner. Gets it to Owen, who touches it over to Lars. Tries to get it up to Chase. Then he takes a shot in the back of the head. Lars does, and another one in the back. Centering pass. They have it. Bjorn pokes it around. Centering pass. Shot. Score. They just bring it off the wall quickly. And they have a guy cutting down with some speed, and they can shoot that puck pretty quickly. So, right now it's 3-0. Let's not get down here, boys. We got to pick it up and keep going. It's early in the game. A lot can happen, as we know from yesterday. Almost brought that one back yesterday. There's another win for us. So we're Lincoln takes a little hit. Ryan tries to get it in, but they take it away. Actually, that was Riddick. They bring it in with some speed. They go wide around. Holy crap, that was a hell of a goal. That kid had a flick off that backhand. That was something else. Okay. Time to regroup. They go D to D. Lincoln, Riddick, and Ryan are out there. Ryan puts some pressure on him. They cycle it down behind the net. Jacob Smith gets it to one of their guys at that near hash. Up to the point. They gets out of the zone. Ryan and Lincoln are forcing it, but they bring it just in front of them. Kid goes down to the bottom of the far circle, circles around the net, looking for a wraparound, just misses the backside. Lincoln gets over there, but they keep it alive. And Ryan tried to pressure it, but that's going to be icing. So the faceoff will come down in the other zone, in the Woodbridge zone. Yeah, and these are the three that one of them smells. And they just roll up and sit right down next to me. But so far they've kept their mouth shut, so it's okay. Kid shoots one, blocker to side. I think it was blockered. Caden gets on after it. Their D pick it up. And Caden almost forces a turnover. Gets a stick on it. That's good job. Good effort down there. There's some hustle. They poke it up. Kane keeps it alive. And then it gets poked out of the zone. Fisher And now Bjorn has to race back to fight on the end boards. They have it. Centering pass. Go far side. Top of the far circle. Floated in the middle. Stopped by Owen. Glove down. Nice job. Well, he throws his glove on top of it. It was in front of his knee. Owen, Landon, Chase up front. Kane and Lars on the back end. Owen wins that one. Lars picks it up, skates it across the blue line, and then gets it out just in front of Landon. Landon's hustling to the near corner. They cycle it around to the far corner, up off the boards, and drop it for the trailer. Bring it up to the wing, into the zone, bottom of the near circle. Landon touches it out of the zone. Nice job. Chase patrols them. They bring it near side. So they just move this puck back and forth across the ice. Jumps over Owen's stick and winds up on the far boards. We poke it up and out. Chase is pressuring forward. And again, cross ice, into the zone, dump and chase. This time Owen does hold it up behind. Lars grabs it and has a moment there that he's getting no pressure, so he's going to probably sit there. And then he decides to go out the far side. Bounces it up, trying to hit Chase, but they pick it up. Kid brings it in. Top of the far circle, shot. And nice save by Owen for a whistle. .237 remaining in the first. Damage so far, 4-0. 11 shots for them, 3 for us. Riddick takes the draw. Drop back, Xander zings it on the boards. Ryan is going to come over to get it. Sends it to Riddick. Riddick tries to hit Lincoln just behind him, but it bounces down to the end. Lincoln chases. We put a body on him, and Ryan pinches down. Bodies are flying. Ryan's on the ground. Penalty coming. Hopefully we're on a power play. Cross check on them, I'm sure. Yep. Olsen heads to the box. All right, first power play unit out there. That's Landon, Riddick, Lincoln, Chase, and Senya. 2-minute opportunity here. See if we can take advantage of that. Puck drop. Tap back to Owen. Owen to Chase. Chase across to Riddick. Riddick just bangs it out, and it comes out of the zone. Owen collects it near our blue line in front of our bench, and he floats it around to Landon. Landon hits Lincoln. He leaves it for Riddick. Riddick drops it back to Lincoln. Lincoln to Chase. Chase sends a shot. Saved by their goalie. Bounces to the far corner. We try to grab it, and instead they do. Kid skates it out. And then he gets tied up by Riddick, and he dumps it. Landon bounces it around to Owen. Owen circles away from pressure, drops it off for Landon. Landon picks it up right in front of the Riders' bench, backhands it up to Chase. Chase gets bumped off the puck. Lincoln pressures. Kid sends it up the boards. Owen keeps it in the zone. Nice job. And centering pass. Oh, and there's a finish by Chase. I don't know who that came from. That I think came from Landon, but Chase goes through first, Owen. So it maybe was Chase from Owen is what I'm guessing. But either way, good work by our boys. Way to respond. We just got to do that 3 more times, and we'll be back in it. Good job. Okay, puck drop. Win back to them. D to D. Touch to the near side. Kid sends it into the zone, not too deep. Jack gets it out. They take it, wait for the zone to clear. Move it back to their D. Caden pressures the forwards. Jacob sends it up the boards, trying to hit Caden. Swatting at pucks. Bouncing puck in the middle. Fisher gets one. And Jack puts it into the zone barely. Fisher with some good back checking. Kid gets to the top of the near circle. They float it out and out of the zone. Caden is putting some good pressure on him. Jacob grabs the puck. Jacob looking for Fisher. Fisher, oh, took one in the head. There was a shot, actually. A dump that wound up on net, so that would count as a shot. Kid cuts through, a lot of stick handling and dangling, and then he backhands it down to the back of our net. Bjorn backhands it up to Ryan. Ryan's out there with Chase, Fisher still. Lincoln came out on the ice. Lars picks it up right behind our net. Goes out the far side. He hits Lincoln. Lincoln touches it to Fisher, and that'll be the end of the first period. Nice for the Riders to get on the board right before the end of the period, but the damage is 4-1, 11 shots to 6. So that goal came from Chase. I think Owen got it to him. Got to just keep that momentum going. End of 1. Wolfbridge 4, Riders 1. Okay, start up of the second period. Chase, Owen, Landon up front, Bjorn, and Lars on defense. Puck drop, loose puck, and still loose. We get it out to the boards, but they grab it and send it into the zone. Bjorn kicks it up to Landon. There's a battle on the boards, and they come away with it. Kid circles away from pressure, backs it around to his other D partner, looking for this near wing. They get it, and that's offside. Same lineup out there right now. There's a win back for Woodbridge. Not sure where they are located or where they're from. I know where they are on the ice right now. They're here and they're ahead. Landon pushes it out to Lars. Lars was cutting, and we get tied up in front of our bench. Can barely get it into the zone, and then they pop it back out. Bjorn backhands it around to Lars. Lars gets some pressure, and then he has to bounce pass it up to Bjorn. Bjorn at the hash, holds on to it, floats it up, and we can't penetrate the zone again. Little bit of a nice job. Oh, what is he doing? Are you kidding me? That's hilarious. The kid dropped his stick and tried to tackle Bjorn. I mean, I think you forgot what sport he was doing. So we're going to be back on the power play. Hopefully we're going to be able to take advantage of this one again. Looks like we got Ryan out there with Caden and Jacob and Bjorn. And who else? Lars. That was actually pretty hilarious. Jacob takes a draw. Caden pins his man up on the boards, and Jacob's trying to get it, and they zing it up, and it bounces over Lars's stick. He has to hustle all the way back down into our zone. Pass up to Ryan. Ryan across the red line. He dumps it down behind the net. Ryan dumps a kid. He's still down on the ground, getting up slowly. Nobody really cares. He's back on his feet, though. I guess their coaches are yelling for a penalty. Bjorn skates it up. Bjorn hits Ryan. Ryan. Ooh, there was kind of a knee-on-knee situation. Yep. They got that one called. So we'll have a 5-on-3 for $112, $111, I guess. Kid tried to take the knee out, so sure it was just tripping. Yep, tripping was the call. Okay, this is our time right here. Let's take advantage of it. I got a couple in the box. 11 to 6 are the shots. 14-5-0. And their coach is complaining about the missed call that they supposedly didn't call. I think that was on Ryan down here in the corner. So we got Riddick who's going to take the draw. Chase, Landon, Lincoln, and Owen are out there with him. There's a puck drop, and it comes back to Landon. Landon moves it across to Lincoln. Lincoln across to... Oh, come on. That was insane. There was an insane amount of net open for a long time. Owen has it. Gets it to Chase. Chase, top of the circle, back up to Owen. Owen moves it to Lincoln. Lincoln comes to Chase. Chase shoots that one, just goes wide of the net. Lincoln gets it back up to Owen. Owen at the top. Owen walks across, down to Chase. Chase, shot, pad save. Up to Owen in the middle. Owen sends it to Lincoln. Lincoln, shot! Just misses that one, I think. Comes back up to Owen from Chase. Owen down, shot, up over, hits the glass. Lincoln picks it up in the far corner, gets it back up to Owen. Owen, Chase, Lincoln, shot, deflected. Dropped one of the kids. 19 seconds left on the two-man advantage. Lincoln again, shot into the guy again. Ties it up, gets it to Landon. Landon, Chase. Chase just misses it. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Kept alive by Owen. Owen to Lincoln, top of the circle, over to Chase. Chase, shot, again misses it. Now they got another guy coming on, so it's 5-on-4. Lincoln still on the power play. We're behind to Riddick. Riddick in the far corner. Riddick up to Lincoln, top of the far circle. Back down to, that's Ryan. Lincoln goes off. Bjorn comes on for him. Man change. Back up to Ryan. We have to dump it, and we got to clear. They clear the zone. They get a line change. Their four guys are dying. Oh, dang, 17 seconds left on the one-man advantage now. Bjorn skates it all the way up into the zone. He's got Ryan. And, oh, shoot. 9 shots now to 11 for them. We got a lot of shots in that opportunity. Their goalie is pretty good. Made some saves, and we missed the net a few times. So Jacob comes with it. They're back to full strength, 5-on-5 now. Jacob flicks it ahead to himself, gets across the blue, and he gets a shot off, and there's a rebound. Puck loose in front. Ryan picks it up off his knees. He gets it back to Kane. Kane over to Jacob, and it just goes under his stick. Jacob tries to get it up in front. There's a centering pass, but it just misses Ryan. Ryan's hustling after. Kid makes it into the zone. Now we're playing. There we go. Touch from Landon to Jacob, and Jacob back to Landon. Landon makes it around his guy who had lost an edge. They scored it out to center ice. Owen comes on. There's a shot that goes near Owen. He gloves it down and leaves it for the other Owen, Senya, who skates it out and kind of hits it into a kid who keeps it in the zone. Gets it centered. Owen picks it up. Now we got 2-on-2. We got Chase going with him. He draws it through, tries to kick it around, loses it. Puck is still loose in front, and their goalie covers it up. Good action. Good play by our boys. Goalie stick wound up way over here in the corner. Oh, that was a good opportunity. So look at the shots. I like. Me likey. But I don't like the score. I got to turn that one around. But I feel it's coming. Off to a little bit of a slow start, but we're going to be catching it back up here. Xander steps up, but he just gets it poked off behind him, but Zane covers for him. Zane backs it around to Xander. Xander cuts to the inside, and he goes up off the glass into the zone. They pick it up behind the net and skate it out in front of it. Kid circles around. He's getting some nice pressure from Landon. They bring it up the near boards, dump it and chase. Xander goes back. He zigs and zags and then gets dumped down. A shot and a score. There's the fifth one for them. Dang it. All right, let's go. Everybody's saying, all right, Owen, let's go, baby. Giving him some encouragement. Some encouragement would come in the form of some goals right now. Riddick takes a draw, win back. Winds up with Bjorn. Bjorn skates it up the near boards and then sends it deep as soon as he gets across the red line. Ryan chases into the corner. They pull it up the boards to the hash. And then Bjorn gets it, sends it, doesn't make it through. Lincoln puts some pressure on him. They get it in. There's a little bit of a breakaway. Don't think he hit on target. I heard it hit the boards. They drop it and circle it around. Good movement by them. Boy, that kid's fast. That kid's fast. And that kid's fast. They got their fast line out there right now. Backhand, Lincoln gets it up to, nice job, gets it to Bjorn. But they pick it up in neutral ice and send it back down deep immediately. Outlet pass doesn't hit anybody. It goes, icing is called. One has his arm up, one has his arms waved. No whistle is blown. Fisher puts some pressure on him and Jack Stewart's out there. They bounce pass it up. Bjorn slams at it. Jack works the near hash. Oh, loose puck. And Jacob gets it up. Fisher backhands it through, trying to hit Jacob. They grab it. Winds up with Caden. Caden flicks it up and into the rafters. I haven't seen James out there again, I think, right? I haven't called his name. So he was out there at first. He must be, his ankle must still be hurting. I think he's over on the bench. So Owen, Landon, and Chase up front with Jacob and Xander on defense. Face off win to them. Winds up with Jacob, however, in back of our net. And then he touches it up to Chase. Chase backs it up to Xander. Xander in the middle, skates it across the blue, and then he tries to hit Landon. Landon backhands it into the zone, but they pick it up and go behind the net. It's getting some pressure by Chase. They come out through neutral ice into the defensive zone. Kid sauces it. Shot saved by Owen into the far boards in front of their bench, and they just slam it back down to the corner where Jacob grabs it. 8:46 remaining. There goes Landon. Landon gets in. He drops it for Chase. Chase makes a nice little move and then gets dumped. Oh, there was a shot that wound up on net. I think Landon probably got a hold of that one. Comes back up to Jacob, and Jacob sends one, and it rides up the stick and into the netting. So whistle is blown at 8:27. Shots are even at 13. Scores not. Lincoln, Riddick, and Ryan up front with Kane. And I think Lars, yep, in back. They outlet it. That should be icing. Let's see what happens. They wave it. Not exactly sure why. One of the speedy kids gets down there. Puck in front, batted aside by Lars. Lars gets it over to Ryan. Ryan hits Lincoln. Lincoln goes to the corner. And it gets kicked up in the near side. Lincoln's battling. Ryan comes in. Riddick has it shot. Oh, just misses the top corner, and then it comes all the way out and down. Kane goes back to recollect it down low. Holds up behind the net. Kane comes out near side. Gets it to Lars. Lars skates it up on the near boards. And he dumps it as soon as he gets the red. Ryan chases it into the corner. Their goalie's out. They go up off the boards and out of the zone. Bjorn pinches up, 2-on-1. Leaves it for a trailer. Shot. Looking for that low shot on the ice. Bjorn kicks it up, not out. Riddick pushes his guy up into the boards. They're looking for a centering pass. Lincoln, nope, that's Bjorn. Trying to patrol it. Kid walks the blue line, comes out. That's going to be offside. So we get a free out for a second. We get a line change. Bjorn bounces it across to Lars. Lars back to Bjorn behind the net. Bjorn holds up, letting them change too. Everybody's just sitting there. Now we decide to come out on the far side of the net, and Bjorn floats it up through the middle. Kid reached up to try to glove it down, and now it's a mad rush going the other way. Kid dumps it off to the side. Shot. Nice save, and finish on the backside for number 6. Ooh, that's rough. All right, and let's not lose hope and get down. We got to keep the energy levels up. We can do it. Puck is won by Woodbridge. Landon, kid grabs it. Owen gets it up, and oh shit, that was a big hit on Chase. Ooh, he's a little slow getting up, but he does. He took a square shoulder right in the chest, and they go backdoor and put in number 7. That one hurt Chase. I mean, he's all right skating, but that was a solid hit on him. Ouch. All right, and Phillip comes in. Owen goes out. That was a tough one. There was not a lot Owen could do about that one. That was a pass from this side to that, and a quick shot. Let's go, boys. Lincoln's out there with Riddick and Ryan, Xander, and Kane. Puck is picked up, sent to the far corner. Lincoln tries to get it, and it winds up back with Xander. Xander floats it ahead, just behind Riddick. Xander gets it to Lincoln. Lincoln up into the zone. Not too deep, though. Lincoln has it, but they take it and backpedal. Kid sits behind the net, trying to decide which way to come out. Kid comes with speed. Nice job by Ryan. Pick that puck, but they grab it right back and come up into neutral ice. Kane stands him up, and I'm not sure what that was. And then Ryan gets a cross check as he goes away. Not 100% sure why. Puck drop, another face-off win. I bet they're probably at about 80% right now. Makes it tough. They drop it D to D. Jack Stewart is out there patrolling. They get it up and into the zone for icing. Jacob Fisher, Jack, Caden, and Bjorn are out there on the ice right now. Face off in the Wolfpack zone of their goalie's left in the near circle. And Fisher with a quick shot off the face-off. Nice job, Fisher. Jack tries to hit somebody, but they get it in neutral ice and then get into our zone. Sauce it up. Jack with a nice back check and keeps banging with the kid. Jacob sends it into the netting, down low. So 4:18 remaining in the second period. 7-1. One goal came from Chase, assisted by Owen, I believe. Not 100% on that. There was a lot of activity down by the net. I do know Chase got it in, but not 100% on the assist. Fisher's out there. Ooh, they floated in. Oh, good save. Kid works it down to the top of the far circle. Kane pushes him wide. And Kid cuts back in. Shot, looking for his own goal. Probably should have passed that, but Phillip was able to stop it. Chase, Land, and Owen come back out with Xander and Bjorn. Bjorn picks up that one. We won that one. And we don't have it out of the zone. Owen grabs it, sends it to Xander. Xander tries to get it through, but then it meets some resistance. He bangs it up to Owen again. Owen skates it up and out. Ooh, nice pass up to Chase. Chase tries to split some D, and he gets rubbed down, and let's see what happens here. Chase is on the ground. The puck is probably right in front of the goalie. I know it's in his glove. Thought that might have rolled through. That was a good rush on net. Net came off, body's flying. Puck drop. Bjorn sends one, breaks a stick. Oh, and someone gets bowled over. Cross-checking by them on Owen, and then Owen cross-check back. I think maybe both of them are going to the box. No, just Owen? What the hell? I know the kid cross-checked Owen. We're going to be on the kill for 2. 2 out of the 3:10 left in the second period. Jacob, Lincoln, Ryan, and Lars. Puck back. Kid has it. Moves it into the near boards. Lincoln forces it out of the zone. Nice job. And they reset. Lincoln forces him. Skates it up through neutral ice. Bangs it off to the near guy. He drops it for their trailer. Let's see how their power play is. Over to the far point. Near point. Near hash. Backhands it through the center, looking for the back door. Kid doesn't quite get there. They bring it up to the far point. Cross to the near point again. Down to the bottom. One-timer shot. Nice save by Phillip. Puck goes up into the netting. A good setup. Little one-timer from that far bottom of the far corner. Line change. We got Chase and Landon out there with Kane and Xander. Chase will take the draw. They win it back. Far point. Drops it. Ooh, there we go. Winds up on Xander, intercepted that, and then Landon got a hold of it and sent it the length of the ice. Chase almost picks it up, but Landon comes in, shoots one, goes off a stick, almost. Kid, there's a little interference. They're doing little things like checking sticks as they come through on the other guy. Those are the little things that matter. Oh, what a hit by Kane. He lays it down. Nice job, Kane. Puck is tied up in the corner, 40 seconds remaining on the man disadvantage for Riders. Everybody except for Landon, he's the only one sitting out in front of the net, and he gets a hold of it, and he sends it the length of the ice. Nice job, boys. Let's get a line change. Everybody's changing, and we got one guy back, and that's Xander. Xander, oh, and they go in offside. That was fortuitous. Too many men? Too many men on them? I don't know, maybe. Or maybe that was offside. No penalty, just offside. But the faceoff comes down here. So we were lucky on that. Xander was looking at three big dudes coming down on him as the rest of our team was changing. There's a win. Jacob gets it back. Lars sends it deep. And there are 15 seconds remaining on this kill, so not bad so far. Keep it up. Kid comes in with a lot of speed. He goes to the far corner, jumps it up to the middle, and a beautiful save by Phillip from the trailer right down the gut. Nice job. 2 seconds remaining. Almost have this one done with. And then Owen will be out of the box. There's a nice exit. Jack Stewart comes on when Owen goes out of the box, and now we're even strength. Fisher working the wall, gets it up. Jacob keeps it alive, and they get it out. Kid drags it, circles around, sends it up to the wing. Tries to cut through. Nice job by Lars. And they get it out. We get it out. Kid gloves it down. They send it to the near side. Jacob slaps it in deep. No icing. No, that hit their stick. But they call icing anyway. Line change. Landon's back out there with Chase, Owen, Xander, and Kane still out there. Or maybe he just came out. And the faceoff comes to Phillip's left. Xander. Hard on the far boards, slapped up. Landon tried to hit Owen. They pick it up and get into the zone, pulls up at the top of the near circle. And then he cycles it back down, doesn't get it too deep. Comes up and out. Chase is going after it, one-on-one. Chase is going to grab the puck. Makes a centering pass. Oh, there was a one-time shot by Kane, but he just hit the side of the net. And then Owen keeps it alive. There's a battle right at the blue line. There, it comes out. Kane gets it to Landon, and we run out of time in the period. So they have 1 minute on the clock, 12 minutes actually. So I guess 12 is your magic number to come back and join us for the third period. Kids are heading to the locker rooms, and we have to wait for them to go off because it looks like there's one door to go through. And we'll be back with you in 12. Score right now, 7-1. End of the second. 21 shots for them, 17 for us. Goal by Chase from Owen. And looking for our second one here. So come on back, join us for the third. Okay, period number 3 about to begin. Huckwind back, Woodbridge up to their near wing, floated to the center, batted aside by Owen to the far corner, and he chases. They get it in the corner, send it up to a kid at the bottom of the far circle, and they leave it for the D, who cuts down, bounces it to the near boards, comes up to Chase. Chase has it. He moves it up, tries to hit Landon. Landon gets on after it, goes to the far corner, takes it away, gets it. Chase has a little shot. Oh, almost snuck under the right pad of the goalie, who was squatted down. Good job working the corners. They get it up and easily out. Across the red, dump down into the near corner. Picked up by Bjorn. Bjorn skates it up across the blue, and he passes it up to Jacob. Jacob gets the red line, sends one in near the net. Riddick pinches down to get it. Lincoln chases behind the net, twists up with the kid, and they both go down. And the puck comes out to the near sides, up, touched out to the middle, skated up in front of the Riders bench. Jacob does a nice job. Winds up with Bjorn. Bjorn bounces it out of the zone, winds up on a D's stick back here. Lincoln does get a stick on that, and then Riddick tries to pull it through, but it comes back. Gets it into the zone. Ryan's forcing it. Lincoln tries to finish a check. They get it back down into the near corner. Bjorn holds up behind our net. Phillip is out there. Drops for Fisher. Fisher moves it up. Lincoln touches it into the zone. Fisher goes hard on after it. And he is still harassing the kid. Nice job, Fisher. Good effort. Kid gets around Kane, but Fisher does pick it up in the far corner. Backs it up to Xander. Xander makes a move to the outside. Gets across the blue, passes it up, and into the zone, no icing. Their goalie sends it up almost out of play. Caden gets there. Fisher is still working with it. Comes back up, doesn't make it up to Kane, but it does to Xander. Xander tries to unleash one. Fisher bats one into the zone, and before he goes off, Caden puts some forward pressure on. Jack's out there with Owen now. Kid works it around, floats it up to the center. Neutral ice. Kane backhands it down in front of their bench. They touch it. Chase gets it to Owen. Owen circles around, centering pass up to Kane. Kane has it. Kane shot, blocked, but he gets his own rebound, sends it back down, not too deep. They outlet it, and kid makes a move around. There's going to be a tripping call coming on. Not exactly sure who that was. Maybe Kane. Looks like Kane. Kid cross-checks Kane. Actually, it's Lars that's heading to the bench. To the penalty box, I mean. They should have called that as retaliation by that kid for cross-checking. They're discussing it. I don't know if they're going to call it. Five on four. Not sure what they're talking about. James goes and sits. I don't know why he got a 2 and 10, or I'm not sure exactly why we got two guys. Holy crap. There was a quick shot through the 5-hole, and they get number 8 up on the board. Win the face-off. So James doesn't last too long in the box, comes right back out. That was like 3 seconds. Face-off win, shot, 5-hole. Ouch. Well, Lars is still sitting in the penalty box. I hope it's not for 10. But there's a win. Back to Bjorn. Bjorn from Ryan. Bjorn circles around. He goes out the far side. Jacob hits Ryan cutting through. Ryan gets into the zone. Ooh, their camera went down, I think, on the other team's camera. Tripod fell down and the camera hit the ground. That stinks. Puck is shoveled over to the far side. Jacob flicks it up, and it's into our bench. Riddick's out there. Kane Zander. Lincoln Ryan. Face off to Phillips right. Back up to the point. Shot blocked by Lincoln and out of the zone. Nice job to eat that puck. And it goes all the way back down deep. Ryan tries to get over there and they backhand it around. Lincoln comes in to take it away. Lincoln's got it. Got it to Ryan. Ryan shoots it on net and forces a save by their goalie. Good forward pressure there. Lincoln's talking to number 67, 6 or 7. Number 43 goes off. Not sure why. He's limping. Kane pinches it down, picked up by them behind their net. Two guys of ours go over there. Jack Stewart gets on after it. Fisher gets it. Jack was banging with somebody. He might do a little slashing after the play. I'll keep my eye on that. Caden has it. Caden sends it down behind the net. Oh, just gets past Fisher. Winds up in the far corner. Jack gets there. Absorbs a hit. Kicks it up to himself, but they grab it and skate it up and out. Kid comes through, driven wide by Kane. Kane circles him around. Nice job by Kane. Fisher gets it, sends it back into the zone. No icing. Their goalie holds it up. Jack Stewart's back there. He stick checks the goalie, and then he takes one back from the goalie. Owen. Nice job by Owen, and then allows Jacob to pick up the puck. Jacob sends it in, and that should be icing. It is. 11:43 remaining, 23-19, so we're not too bad on the shots, just 4 behind. However, the big red number is the one that counts at the end of the game, and that's where we're suffering. 8-1. One goal came from Chase. If I remember correctly, I think it was on a power play. I think. Doubting myself. Bjorn has it. Bjorn gets it up to Lannon. Lannon gets it to Chase. Chase was a little wary on that, but Owen's doing a nice back check. Kid comes through, cuts through the middle, circles around, looking for a little bit of a backdoor, and Chase is off. Nice touch by Landon to Chase. Chase buries that one. Chase gets his second from Landon. Nice job. Riders get one more up on the board. That's nice. Keep that up. Nice finish from Chase. Good job, boys. Nice pass, nice interception. I don't remember who created it, but Landon picked it up. Got it to Chase. Chase for number 2. Riddick will take the draw here. Ryan's near, Lincoln's far. Puck splits our D. Goes right back to Phillip, who hands it over to Zander, and he goes out the far side of the net. Sends it up to Lincoln. Lincoln puts it down deep. Their goalie holds it up, comes up the boards, and Kane tries to step through. Lincoln backhands it, but they pick it up. Lincoln Forces it off a skate. Ryan. Riddick gets it deep. Tripping call on them. They trip Lincoln and they go to the box, number 18. And we'll be on the power play. So let's get another one here. Let's cut it to 5. Ooh. All right, Riddick with the draw, wins it back. Owen has it. Owen walks down the middle, shot up and out of play. I don't know who that hit with, whether it was the goalie or someone else in front, but it wound up in the net. Riddick with another win. And we get it back to Owen. Owen over to Lincoln. Lincoln at the top of the near circle. Back to Owen. Owen cuts down. Gives it to Lincoln. Lincoln back down to Chase. Chase up to Lincoln. Lincoln works it to Owen. Owen at the point. Leaves it for Chase. Far side. Down low. Tipped into the boards. Lannon's tied up. Riddick comes in to try to help him. We get it back up to Owen. Owen back to Chase. Chase down to Lannon. Lannon looking for the back door. Lincoln, just misses that one-timer. But he gets it back to Owen. To Chase. Chase, Lannon. Lannon back to Chase. Chase up to Owen. Owen off of boot and out of zone. Move it. Chase skates it up through neutral ice. Dumps it. Lannon has to get over there. Lincoln does get it. Touches it up to Zando. Zando back to Lincoln in the far corner. He gets it around to to Landon. Landon shoots. Lincoln picks up the rebound. Comes up to Xander. Xander across to Caden. Caden sends one in, and there's a loose puck in front. And they get it and send it the length of the ice. So 39 seconds left. Looks like we're getting a full change. Ryan is out there with Xander. Caden. Jacob Smith comes on. Kane is out there. Over to Kane. Kane pulls up, has to wait for a second, and then he backhands it in. Caden's harassing. They get up off of the glass, and it winds up with Kane again, who gets it to Xander. Xander backpedals a little bit, and then he sends it wide to Ryan. Ryan skates it up, gets the red line. Ryan gets across the blue. He dumps it off to Caden. Caden backs it up to Ryan. Shot by Jacob. Just misses. They're back to full strength. There's a shot by Caden. Look, puck is loose in front. Picked up by Ryan. Ryan hustles across. Sends one through. As he goes across, he shoots it back, and their goalie makes a save. But it was probably between the top of the circle and the blue line that the shot was released. There was a lot of space for the goalie to follow that one in. 8:35 remaining in the third. 8-2, both goals come from Chase. First one assisted by Owen, second one assisted by Landon. Bjorn fans on that one, and they get it up and out. And that should be icing, and it is. Face off in the offensive zone. Lannon, Chase, Owen up front. Xander and Bjorn on defense. Puck won back by Woodbridge. Cycled from the near far corner. Ooh, kid makes a cut in. He's got a cutter on the back door. Nice cover by Phillip. And there's... Are you out of your effing mind? How did that puck wind up in the net? Oh, dang. All right, girls. That was exciting, wasn't it? Look at that. We're up on shots. I don't know how that one went in, I'll tell you. I thought we had control of it, but I guess the whistle was probably not blown, and they just kept jamming and jamming. We've been spending a lot of time in their zone. Jack skates it up and out. Nice job, Jack. Gets through, steps around a check, but then a guy gets a clip of his shoulder, and they pick it and take it. Ooh, good stick by Jacob to pick that one up, and then kid steps in the way of Jacob, and he releases it into the near corner. Taken by Woodbridge in front of their net. Fisher almost got that one. Jack is following up on checks and then bangs with the kid behind the play. Puck winds up on Jacob, and he backhands it out of the zone, but is picked up at the red line by Woodbridge. They float it back down into the near corner. Philip leaves it for Kane. Kane goes out the far side, gets it touched over to Caden, back to Kane. Kane back up to Jacob. Jacob cuts to the middle. He's going down. It's offside. He takes a shot right as the whistle is blown, but the goalie gloves that one. 7:19 left in the third. 7-goal differential. Virtually tied on shots. We're not giving up. Riddick takes it, and it floats back to their D. Ryan with some pressure. They send it for icing. Well, we knew this one was probably going to be a rough one. I guess they handled Oak pretty well when they met before. But you never know. Win back. Bjorn crosses Xander. Xander at the near point sends one off the end boards to the far corner. They grab it and skate up and through. Kid is looking to go. Tries to float it through. Picked up by Bjorn. Bjorn gets it up to Ryan. Ryan goes, backs it to Lincoln. Lincoln sends one, glove save by their goalie. Good passing, good shot. Nice save by their goalie. Xander and Bjorn are out there on defense. It's Ryan, Lincoln, and Riddick up front. Riddick should win this one again. He does. Bjorn pinches down, bangs it to the corner. Riddick is having his stick held, so he couldn't get away. Ryan has it. Ryan works it in. Ryan goes in, short angle shot, but the goalie saves that one. Sorry I was so far away. He cut down to the left-hand post there as we look at it. Tried to do a nice quick shot, maybe get it over his shoulder or off his back, but the goalie gloved that one. Puck is picked up by them. Ryan doesn't get a call on that one. Lincoln forces it around. They dump it to the near corner and then back behind the net where Lincoln is tied up. There's Ryan, and there's going to be a call on Ryan for hooking. And we're going to go on the PK. Actually, sorry, I don't think that was Ryan. That might have been Riddick. Yep. Riddick heads to the penalty box. The sin bin, as they say. My other son, as you know, plays for CU. CU played CSU today at noon, and they won 5-1, but there were a lot of penalties. And there's another penalty coming. Who's tied up here? Chase and this kid are tied up, and there's going to be a penalty on us. So Owen touches it up, cross check on Chase. He's going to be heading to the penalty box. And Lars is still in there. He's joined by Riddick and now by Chase. So we're going to have a 5-on-3. All right. Let's see who we have out there. Jacob Smith. Oh, and Senya, and Kane. So let's see what happens here. Shot just misses wide. Philip dives off puck, or the net came off. So anyway, the announcers for that game, the CU announcers, they're really good. I like them. They're students, and they always call it the sin bin. So it's kind of funny. Bottom of the circle, jammed through. Nice save by Phillip, and then a clear by Jacob, I think. Their goalie comes up, mishandles the puck. He was looking for an assist or something. They get it into the zone. Kid goes down, looking for a centering pass. Back. Nice job by Jacob. Jacob putting the bodies on, forcing them around. 5-on-3, as you remember, for another minute 8. Back and forth, they tighten down the noose. Touch it around. Bottom of the shot. Save by Phillip. Oh boy, that was nice. What a good save. Good activity by them, but a great save by Phillip. Nice one-touching passing back and forth, but Phillip was right on it. So now we got a line change. Zando comes in with Lannon taking the face off, and Bjorn. And kid shoots it. Nice save by Phillip. Another one. Bjorn picks it up and sends it down the length of the ice. Their goalie grabs it again, pumps it up to their D, or their kid on the power play. Drops it back off to the far point. He circles around, near point. Top of the far circle, bottom of this far circle, short angle shot. Phillip shuts that one down, and Landon gets that one out. There's going to be a penalty, a cross check on number 2-2. He's going to head to the box. Didn't see it myself. So we get back another guy, at least we erase the 2-man deficit. Lincoln, Jacob, and Kane will be out there. It's going to be 4-on-3 for 21 seconds, and then will be 39 more seconds of 4-on-4, and then we'll be on to the power play. So that's the way it's working. Let me show you the board just so you can get clarity. There's a lot of numbers up there. Puck drop, picked up by them. Remember, they have 4, we have 3. Lincoln's out there with Kane and Jacob. They bring it to the near side, cut to the middle. Out to the bottom of the circle, touch into the back door, and that's number 10. So, I wonder who has the hat tricks on their team. All right. Well, we got one out of the box, and it looks like we're doing run time now. I don't know, didn't notice that before. However, we get another guy out of the box just by killing off some time there. So, I don't know when they started running the time, but that'll make the game go quickly. Now we're on the power play. Phillip holds it up behind the net. Owen comes to grab it, skates it out the near boards, gets up past his guy, cuts to the middle, sends one off the back of the net. Landon has it. Landon, far corner, back up to Chase. Chase to Owen. Owen cross to Landon. Landon sends one through, bounced off the pads. Puck is still loose. Lincoln works it up to Owen. Owen across to Chase. Chase off his skate, off the wall. Down to Landon, back up to Chase. Chase makes a little move. Riddick is there. Oh, and then they get it up and out. 2:37-36. Comes all the way back to Phillip. Picked up by Owen, skated out the far side. Up through the middle, cuts and gets picked. Backhand, just past the glove of Phillip. They back it up into neutral ice and backpedal into their zone. Xander goes to the corner, punches his guy up into the boards. Puck is loose underfoot. Nobody has possession until they get it. They try to go back door, goes off a skate. Lincoln pushes the guy off the puck. 1:50 left in the game. 10-2 is the score. Up to Chase from Owen. Chase gets into the zones, works it through the D. Their goalie backhands it to the near corner. Up and out. Fisher's out there, putting some good forward pressure. Xander has a nice check. Winds up on the far boards. Caden's out there with Bjorn. Fisher comes in to try to leverage it off the wall. In the meantime, the clock keeps ticking. Fisher punches it ahead to Xander. Xander backs it around behind the net, and he brings it out the near side. Goes back actually to Bjorn. Bjorn's now behind the net, and then we're at 1 minute remaining in the game. Xander tried to get it through. They grab it. We don't need another one out here. Kid still has it. Shot. Quick shot. Phillip. Somebody's down. Xander. Xander gets tangled up. Bjorn was cross-checked in the back. Xander's probably going to be going to the box, and that kid too. Maybe Xander's heading out. Xander gets tossed. Let's see if their kid gets anything. He just goes to the box. That's it. And that's the end of the game. Clock runs out. Final score, 10-2. Not quite the way we wanted this one to end. But that's the last game of the year. So, it's been a pleasure having you join me. Thanks for listening to my droning on. And I appreciate your support of the Riders as always. Final score from New Jersey, 10-2. Both scores by Chase. First one assisted by Owen, the second one assisted by Landon. And that's a wrap on the season. So we got one game out here. Should have had the second one. This one was always in question. But yeah, so that's it. That's the wrap on the 2025-2026 season. Carol. Yeah, you're welcome. It's been my pleasure. I'm glad you could join me wherever you are. Hope that you... You're welcome. You're welcome. No, that's okay. No more. Yay to our fans here. There's all our fans. Thanks. So, yeah, you're welcome. It's been my pleasure doing it. Obviously, I love it. So I'm kind of sad that it's over, as I'm sure you all are as well. But there's a nice little show of solidarity out there on the ice with the team, both teams, many kids from both teams. And that's what it's really all about. So hope I can have you guys join me sometime in the near future. Who knows what our kids are going to be doing next year. Hopefully they'll be around and a lot of them will be together. But with the end comes a new beginning, and wish everybody well. Thanks again for joining. Thanks for your support of the Riders. Go Riders. What a season it's been.